Welcome, everybody. I have something to confess. We're going to win this series. Without further ado, let's get into it. The Fever take on Atlanta for Game 2 at Gamebridge, their first playoff game since 2015. And we're going to kick it off early with Aaliyah Boston going in. She got the fresh legs, the spin move off the glass. You know it's good, but back on the other end, pass up to Jordan Cannon. She's so quick. Go finger roll up and into the hoop with the floater. Nicely done. But here we go. A cutting Lexi Hull. Tough shot off the glass. Falls in. Big play from her. But Canada back again. The high floater off the glass is good. Everyone going and hitting the floor. It was the theme of the night. Very physical, intense spin. Kelsey Mitchell, MVP of the series, hitting the three off the jump. Fever rolling early. But Bree Jones, you know, she's going to be battling Leah Boston all night long. Ryan Howard, they want the travel. Caitlin Clark wants it. Sophie wants it. They're practicing for later. Just wait for that. Tip in. Kelsey Mitchell gonna get the steal. They're gonna go the other way on this one. Tosh gonna miss the three as she always does, but Aerial Powers comes in strong, goes up and gets the and one. She is flexing. You know that this is trouble for any team. Struggled last game, but this game you can see her right in here fighting for it. That's the energy you want to see from the bench. Big plays from the bench players tonight. Kelsey Mitchell looking for opening. You're going to drop to the floor. Ryan Howard, I'm going to put it in your face. And now on the other end, Alicia Gray going to tumble to the floor. She wants the foul. She's not going to get, she's going to pout on the floor for most of it. But believe it or not, it goes the other way since she's still pouting. She gets the cherry pick too. It's going to be her first score of the game near the end of the first quarter. But Shea Petty not to be outdone. Alicia Gray flopping to the floor again. And Shea Petty hits the three. A lot of Dream players just love the floor tonight. And great Fever D. It's going to force the shot clock. But wait. 5 seconds left to go. That's enough time for Kelsey Mitchell to go to the hole, and oh, she barely misses it. But threatened right now, a good jump off the break from the Fever, but can they continue this throughout the game? Ryan Howard going to start off with a little jumper here, closing in right now, down by 3, but a full head of steam. Yes, unstoppable. Leah Boston can't stop that move. Alicia Gray going full court to Bree Jones, who's going to put it in. Battling back and forth with this quarter. Aaliyah Boston says, hey, you like that? How about a little reverse layup? On the other end, though, Bree Jones going to flop to the floor. They're going to get the foul on Aaliyah Boston. The Emmy goes to Bree Jones for that one. Oh, wow. Rim out for Alicia Gray. And what do the Fever do? They punish right away. Sims full court, running Tosh, running the court all night long with the beautiful floater. Again, Alicia Gray hitting the floor. Bree Jones to Tosh. Tosh with a pump fake. It's up. It's in. The Fever highlight reel tonight, and Bree Turner just puts Alicia Gray into the ground. Absolute monster performance from her tonight on the defensive side. And there it is. Finally, they get it. Clark gets her. She's so happy. They get the travel on Ryan Howard finally. Pow Pow running the floor. Going to pass ahead to Bree Jones. Gets tipped. It gets bobbled. Naz Hillman going to finish it off, though. On the other end, Aaliyah Boston again banging down low, but finds KK out of witness protection. She got a lot of time this game. Love to see that. The bench coming through, and Alicia Gray loses her man, and Kelsey Mitchell makes her play. Whoop! And just give her a little bit of space. It's up. It's good. Kelsey Mitchell, MVP of the series. Clark with the 3 gang signs, and now we out. Alicia Gray gonna get a little bit of come up right there at the end of the half, but we start off the third quarter with Kelsey Mitchell just draining a 3. She is unstoppable. Ryan Howard gonna make a tough shot to the basket, and Alicia Gray gonna find and wind her way through, make a tough basket herself, but is enough. The third quarter, well, I'll tell you what, Aaliyah Boston just calls her number and bullies her way in. Wants the A1, she's not gonna get it, but watch this. Oh, Naz Hillman hits Tosh upside the face. That's going to get reviewed. And there, but Aerial Powers fighting tough all night long, just says, no, I'm still going to grab this. Gets the foul off Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman losing her cool, and the Dream would lose their cool tonight here as they would just fight for everything. Defense making Alicia Gray air ball. When's the last time you saw that? Aerial Powers feeling it, but Bree Turner, look at this defense. This defense is suffocating. They can't get any good shots, and she's going to get the back door on the back end of this too. absolutely flex right now. She's going to keep her feet. Again, tough defense makes another air ball happen. Bree Turner defense, she's a brick wall. And was this Aaliyah Boston with the three? Oh no, say that so. Gamebridge starting to explode now. The dream starting to fade. Tyrese, stay on your feet. We got more as Kelsey Mitchell driving the floor. She's going to get it up and in. And the Fever, how about this? The and one. Tyrese, good thing you stayed on your feet for that high five to Kelsey Mitchell. Let's watch it again. The and one, feeling herself in this game. But we are not done yet. Minute 20 left to go. And there's Tosh with the tough bucket. Gamebridge coming alive. Return play the best defense you can against a 6'9" player. BG gonna put that in, but Aerial Powers, the tough defense, gets the over and back. She wants to chest bump Stephanie White, but Stephanie White is too old for that. She's gonna turn away. But here, Leah Boston waiting second, 11 seconds left, makes the tough basket. Everybody's cheering, but wait, there's more. Petty gets the tip. Kelsey Mitchell, she's gonna find Aaliyah Boston out to Lexi Hole. Say it ain't so, it is! With 0.3 seconds left to go in the third, the game is done and dusted. Gamebridge exploding, the players losing their minds. But how could you start off better? But KK with an and one to start off the fourth quarter. The dream, it is turned into a nightmare here as Alicia Gray gonna get a ticky-tack foul. Now Canada gonna get a silly foul from her. She's crashing out. The dream are freaking done in this game as Aaliyah Boston just finishes strong to the hole. Just getting whatever she wanted tonight. And Sims, she's gonna hit a three. The fourth quarter, the Dreamer, Drown, and Pow Pow gonna fight away the nightmare. She's gonna hit a three. Gonna give him at least a little bit of hope in this, but it's all for naught as Tosh, the give and go from hole to the basket. Hole gonna get rejected. It bounces off of her head. So it goes out of bounds. A little silly there, but Tosh, again, running the floor all night long, leads to the basket off the glass. And Alicia Gray trying to drive in, jumps. She's going to hit and take a tough tumble to the floor. But later on, a woman from the stands is actually going to start arguing with her. She's completely crashing out. They are having some argument with each other out on the sidelines. Tasha's coming over to see what's going to happen. Security is called in now as they begin to argue, and they're going to pull the two fans off the court. The fans would return before the end of the fourth quarter, so I don't know what exactly was going on there. But Jordan Kant, she's going to flop to the ground. She's given up in this game. That's not going to work. These refs are too good tonight to call those silly fouls, and they're going to try to find BG, but Bree Turner hands drills on all night. Aerial Power's going to shoot. She's going to miss, but it's going to find KK for the exclamation point, and this one is done as the Fever will win, and they will go to Atlanta for Game 3. What an absolute game for the ages. Almost a decade without winning a playoff game, and to win it at home in Gamebridge. I mean, the only thing that I regret is that I wasn't there. Because wow, absolutely stunning game. Kelsey Mitchell, MVP in this series, continues to be absolutely unflappable for the team. The consistent rock down the stretch. I really think this comes down to the big three performing up to their potential. Kelsey Mitchell, 19 points on 46% shooting, 50% from three. She was 4 for 8 on the night. Aaliyah Boston getting to play her role, the role she wants to play, getting to bang down low, call her number, which I love. She wasn't just facilitating and passing around. She did that when the double teams would come in, but otherwise she was banging down low. She was finding her shots. Often 15 points in this game, 3 assists, 5 rebounds when needed. And Tosh, I think Tosh played her role great on offense tonight, constantly cutting, running the floor, gives you a nice 5 for 8, 12 points on the night. Still wish she didn't shoot a 3. Still think that she has like some of the ugliest defensive stretches. There's one where she was like, got beat twice on the same possession. And it was just like, man, it's tough to see, but those big three being your core, being consistent, it's great to build around that. But on top of that, I think that the Fever came out just with more energy tonight. They fought for everything. Aerial Powers was on her game. She wasn't shying away from the moment. She wasn't having stumbles like she was in game 1, and the bench showed up. It's not just the big three showed up, but the bench showed up as well tonight. they weren't lighting it up from three, but they were, again, this team thrives when they just play with energy and they play within their roles. And Bree Turner, of all the players in this game, if anyone ever hated on Bree Turner a little bit at the beginning of the season, I was kind of feeling the same way about her just because she wasn't getting playing time. So I was wondering, like, what are we doing with her? Is there a reason she's on the bench? But the reality is that Bree Turner, like, she is arguably the best defensive player on this team. Her ability to play not only against Brittany Griner to make it tough, but even against small guards. There's a reason she was an all defensive MVP type of player in the WNBA, and she's just consistently showing it. And she's one of those players where I'm like, wow, I want her back next year because, like, she's just a difference maker. She stifled them so much. Like, it's a problem with a lot of our other bigs that, especially if it's not just their guard on other bigs, it's that if they get switched off onto smaller, faster players, they get blown by. This happened with Bibby. This happened with Dantas. It's a problem. But Bree Turner giving you a little bit of offense. There was one play. Oh my gosh, there's one play that could have been where she gets a good defensive stop, goes down, and she almost makes this brilliant move to the bucket, and she just misses. And it was heartbreaking for me because I was primed to leap out of my seat. I did many times this game. There were many times where I was preemptively jumping out of my seat. But man, I just can't talk enough about how great she has played. I'm going to go get a Bree Turner jersey because, dang. I mean, I know the CBA is coming. I know it's almost the end of the season, but she deserves it for how she's played. And Timpson coming out of nowhere and actually getting minutes. She's out of witness protection. She got 9 points, almost got to double digits. She was into spell Tosh early, which is exactly how it should be run. I like that better than Dantas, especially if she's going to give you the extra D and athleticism. I think the one thing that still is kind of a iffy part, or the things that hurt me when I watch her, is she does get lost in offense sometimes. There was a point in this game where she's working with Aaliyah Boston and she should have cut and Aaliyah Boston would have hit her for an easy bucket, but she doesn't do that. She loops around, but then she doesn't even like DHO. Aaliyah Boston times run out, so she tries to feed her. It doesn't work out. And those are the scenarios where Michaela struggles. Hopefully we see that come around, but Aerial Powers played great. Shea Petty played great tonight. And a lot of stats that won't show up because they're defensive disruptions. There's a lot of turnovers on shot clock tonight because of how good everyone was playing and playing with intensity and fighting for everything. No one more than Aerial Powers, but fighting for everything. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do when we go to Atlanta. You got to be a dog. You got to fight for everything. But on top of that, the fans were huge. The fans were absolutely electric tonight. Tyrese Halliburton being a true fan, being out there, supporting the team, everyone getting loud. There was the one interaction near the end with the fans. I don't know what was said. I don't know how bad it was. The fans did return. Alicia Gray was clearly upset, like, not like I'm kind of upset, like verge of tears, like breaking down upset. So I don't know what was said. I feel like if you were a fan and you buy courtside tickets, like, I know that there are some hecklers. There are some true hecklers. Hype up your team. Spend your energy that way. Get your team going. Don't worry about the other team. Just get your team going. Unless you're shooting free throws and, do whatever. But anyways, with that said, other big things for the team. 100% from free throw. On a year where it's been a roller coaster. Things have been trending up. Sometimes we've been going down and we're losing games because of it. But tonight, 100% from free throw. That is a huge team effort. That should be applauded. That should get a gold star. And really just overall defense. I mean, you look at this game, the Fever won in every major category except for turnovers. Some of the turnovers in the first half were pretty bad. Otherwise, I think the Fever would have got off to even bigger lead in the first half. Third quarter was a complete pull-away blowout. But I think the thing is, like, it's one, the intensity in getting Alicia Gray hit the floor a lot. A lot of their players hit the floor. A lot of their players flop. Basically, from this game, it was clear they were flopping. Brianna Jones is flop. Alicia Gray is trying to flop a lot. Jordan Cannon's flopping out. There's a lot of flopping going on in there. And even there was one point that got reviewed. The Fever tried to review it where Tosh set a screen and Alicia Gray runs into her. But you can tell that Alicia Gray is preparing to flop. She's intentionally running into her because she knows she's beat on the play. But you can see her lift her left leg. And if you were going to go around whenever she had time to go around, they say that she didn't have time. She had time. And she lifts her leg. She's preparing for him. She's like almost like leaping into her instead of actually trying to plant the foot and go around and try to play defense. And so there's things, little things like that where I'm like, if you're so focused on trying to pull the calls and the calls don't come, like, it's understandable why they crashed out. Cause like, they're like, oh, why am I not getting the ticky tacks? And it's like, it's playoff basketball. You can't expect the whistle to blow. And Atlanta was completely thrown off. The fans were loud in their ear. But on top of that, the Fever just played solid defense. They just denied Alicia Gray. They made every shot really, really tough, whether you were Brittany Griner, who's 6'9", or anybody. Like, the shots were tough tonight for the most part. There were a few backdoor cuts and stuff like that where they got a good look, but most of everything was contested. Some of it was blocked. Ryan Howard was the only like main star stud of their team that hit double digits, hit 10 points on 33% shooting. Like, that's a great defensive night. Pow Pow's the only other player. She led the team with 11 points, and a lot of it was like garbage time, game was over, hitting some threes down the stretch. It wasn't in crunch time. So realistically, Ryan Howard was the only player that hit 10 points when the game was on the line with 33% shooting. Everyone else, Brianna Jones, didn't really get to do much tonight. Had a few good moments, but really wasn't a huge factor tonight. Brittany Griner wasn't a huge factor tonight. Alicia Gray has played an awful series. I want to be honest, like great regular season, great player, great skills player. Like, I actually like Alicia Gray, but she has not been playing up to her potential. She's been crumbling. Like, the first game, she had 20 points, but her shooting percentage wasn't really that great. A lot of it was the 10 free throws. So I think in this game, when she's not getting to go to the free throw line, like, she just kind of dead in the water. And, you know, she hit a three, she found a few layups, but she paid every single one. She hit the ground probably like 15 different times tonight. And I think it wore on her, and she just couldn't make it through the game. And I think that the Fever need to come out with that defensive mentality and to keep taking her out of the game, because she's shown that is a weakness of hers. She is not going to be able to go through the trials and tribulations that Kelsey Mitchell already went through this year, where she was having really tough games and having to work through that mental battle and came out the other side. And now she's unflappable. Like, she's just in every freaking game, especially when it matters now. And that is a huge up for the Fever. And I think that going down the line, like, the Fever have the momentum. Yes, they're going to go back to Atlanta, but even in game one, Atlanta didn't play that well. The Fever just played really terrible. And so I think that if the Fever just, again, keep up the energy, the bench comes through, their big three play their game, they're going to go to round two. And if you didn't see tonight, I watched that Seattle came back in the final minutes and beat the Aces at home in Seattle. Do I think that they will beat the Aces in a game 3 in Vegas? I don't think that's very likely. But the interesting thing in that game is Asia Wilson actually shrunk. She shrunk in the moment. When the game was on the line, she shrunk in the moment. She clammed up, and Erica Wheeler, the Fever savior from last year. I don't know where that, I wish we had that Erica Wheeler last year. But Erica Wheeler played lights out down the stretch, hit some clutch threes, and they ended up winning it. But if we get to have a Storm versus Fever playoffs, that would be huge for me, because then I'll get to go to the games locally, which would be really awesome. I'll go to every freaking game that's here in Seattle. But that's enough of that said. I think that this is a huge game, a game to be proud of, a game to be excited about. Let me know what your favorite moment of the game was. I have a pretty good idea what most people's favorite moment of the game was. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Do you think they can win the series? I believe. Let me know if you believe. As always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing, just like the Indiana Fever. And I'll catch you next episode.